Well, home sweet home. Fire's going down a little bit, but sun's going down a little bit. For some reason, the camera didn't record when I made dinner, which sucks. But I'll do it again. I think I might have had some stills, but I don't know what happened. But end of the day, this is what I like to do. Little unmask. Take off the cap. Feels good to relax. Got my shelter all ready to go. Got my beer. Watching the sunset. I should show you guys my view. So, let's run a recap of the day, right? The glove experiment worked great. I used all three, and they all three came in different handy. So, necessity is the mother of invention. I'm not going to tell you my secret plan for my gloves, but I have an idea. My cooking pots worked great. Big fan of them. My little fire went well. My hammock blew up. I used it a couple times, mainly in summer, in spring and fall. I've never used it in the winter time, and I knew it's obviously a spring hammock, but I feel pretty comfortable, honestly. My shelter, I'm getting the sun and my front yard, which is awesome. I mean, you can't never underestimate the power of the sun's rays as far as feeling good. Like being on the back slope, it would be kind of dull and dreary, and this is actually going to keep me warm. It keeps me happy, which is cool, and it's a beautiful backdrop. Down the back of me, it's a big slope, so I'm at the top end of a big spine that runs all the way down, so I got valley on both sides. Nothing but valley, and the spine walks all the way back to where I come from. We talked about the deer spot over there. You know, it's cool. You know, you think obviously as far as protection goes that's a good spot. I wanted to come to a little bit more of a clearing. They probably bedded down there last night because of so much coverage, because of all the snow. So I wanted a little bit of open top. Sometimes it's good to have open top. It'll keep warmth in. But for my camp right now, I wanted some sunshine, man. That was the whole point. So that's why I chose this location. The sleep over, I bet you the deer's position was probably a lot better. Just for the fact that the level of the pine above it could almost bubble in your heat, which makes sense. Smarty pants deers. It definitely warmed up a little bit, but it's still kind of chilly outside. So, a little bit of a recap for today. First time I used my flint striker, and I didn't do very well with it. I tried initially with the bark. You know, I brought newspaper, I brought toilet paper for my nose and stuff like that, and I tried with the birch bark, which I've made plenty of fires with birch bark before, like in my yard. But coming out here with the wetter conditions and the snow being on everything, the birch lit. It definitely lit with the spark, but it was windy and my fire bundle wasn't as prepared as it should have been. And I knew that I had to back up, so I wasn't crazy ambitious about setting up a perfect fire bundle. I almost tried to make a modified quick ghetto version of a fire bundle. Just a little fluff, just a little bit of that, but you know, in hindsight, if I needed to start a fire with only my flint striker, I would have certainly prepared a whole heck of a lot better. You know, preparation is everything. Preparation is everything. So I would have had all my tinder fuzzed up. I would have had all that ready to go, and that way I could have been more successful. I've only used it one time. I made a fire in my house, in my stove, with it. Controlled environment, no wind. Out here, this first time trying to use it, I didn't have good luck. But like I said earlier, these are all experiments, right? So we're experimenting with how to survive. So part one, you know, intro to survival. This was my first experiment with the sparker. First experiment with the pans. It's fun. I always bring a lighter. You gotta be an idiot to go into outside without a lighter. And a newspaper. But I like the location. I really do. And I like the sun coming across. So, in hindsight, if you have the capability of bringing a bunch of gloves out in the bush, do it, because there's multiple purposes. And I swear, if your hands get cold, if your hands get numb, you really can't do anything at that point. Could you get away with a modified version of the two? Probably, but I like the L setup. My fan is a little bit cold. I mean, like I got my plastic sheet and I got my canvas piece right here. My fire's gone out. I let the fire go out just because I think it's time to head back in. But still got to finish my beer. You know, from a director video standpoint, I figured this is the first day that I've attempted to shoot videos out in the woods. And as far as walking through the woods with the camera on the extension of the tripod, it actually, I think, gives a good perspective. I'm going to have to come back and obviously look at it, but it was kind of neat. I got a lot of the forest, which is the star of the show, in my opinion. Handling the camera with all three gloves was really good. I thought I was going to really need the fingertip gloves to handle the camera, but I didn't. I really didn't. It's touch screen and the record button in the back. You can have space gloves on and press record, which I did with the Burton gloves. So set up and tear down. The eventful hammock falling. At least the ground was soft. I think I'll probably put that on replay slow-mo a couple times. I think that'll be funny.